Hi everyone, I'm here today with Anand Kumar, my good friend who I met how many years ago? Two, three?
Well, 3 years ago, I think.
Three
Yeah,
years ago. And the
yeah,
first thing we did was walk outside of the Mobile World Congress venue,
yeah,
if I remember correctly.
yeah, yeah.
That was very cool.
Looking
I
for a coffee place.
yes, we were networking. It was around, yeah, there was the pandemic was still ongoing or not yet beginning.
No, it was 2019, I think.
2019.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes,
Pandemic started in 2020.
yes.
Yeah,
And during that first walk, you told me about your experience. Well, you're living in Spain right now,
yeah,
but you're coming from Malaysia, where
yeah,
you spent a few years.
yeah,
And in there, you had this experience, this e-commerce experience that you told me about, and it was very, very exciting. And I invited you to this podcast so you can share it with the audience because I found it really inspiring. Um, so if you could, well, first introduce yourself a little bit and then talk about this experience.
yeah. So as Luis mentioned, I'm Anand. I'm originally from Malaysia. Currently, I'm living in Palafox in Spain, but I spent a few years in Barcelona before I moved here. Prior to that, I also lived in Lithuania, and my whole journey to e-commerce started in Malaysia when I started selling condoms online. Yeah, so basically that was my first journey in the e-commerce business.
Did you consider that a niche, or
In Malaysia, in the Muslim community market, it was a niche when I back started back then.
wow?
Yeah, yeah. So I also took the opportunity of this new service from the National Post Service, where they have next day delivery in an envelope. All right. So basically, if you order your condoms before 3 p.m. today, you get it tomorrow by evening, wherever you are in the east coast of Malaysia. If it's west coast, it's across the sea, so that'll take 2 to 3 days. So I took advantage of that and started my condom business.
Okay.
Yeah,
So people really needed to do arrangements in advance.
yeah. So the website was called secondom.com. Basically, it means in a colloquial way, it means family planning. That's what they told me. And the difference my site made with other sites is that I only sell condoms, and you can look at my page from even from your office. You will not know it's a website selling condoms, because back then, whenever they are selling condoms, they were like there was a sexual image were associated to it. So basically, they have a sexy lady on the front page, and they start selling sex toys and that kind of stuff. So in my situation, I only have condoms, and it's green and white in design, and it's family friendly, and anyone can order from any location that you want. And I also took advantage that being Malaysian and Muslim community, everyone is very shy going to the condom store. Sorry, to buy condoms from the store. I have heard of many funny stories that guys would go into 7-Eleven. It's like a 24 hours kiosk with glasses, and they said, "Can I have a condom, please?" And then the seller would say, "Do you want a big one or a small one?"
The
That's where
size.
the confusion comes. So the size is the size of the packet. The big one has 5 condoms, and then the small one have 1 or 2 condoms. So that's where the joke comes in. And being a man and like, give me a big one, and then you realize it's just a big box with 10 condoms in it. So I took advantage of this, and also being a Muslim country, and it was a good business to start with. And the business was ongoing for like 4 to 5 years. Was steady income. You will not become a millionaire from it, because I didn't want to upsell the products in the selling different things. The only thing I added was pregnancy test kit. So this is to market the female audience who are shy to go to buy from the pharmacies or from any kiosk. So that's the only product I added, and I was ongoing for 2 years until I had a roadblock where my supplier disappeared, and I wasn't
Wow.
able to get the quantity I wanted. As I was trying to approach big factories back then, they wanted me to buy in containers. So I was a small seller, and even if I buy few million condoms, I wouldn't know where to keep them at one place, and I'm not sure within my selling capacity I would able to expand that much.
So
So
at first you were doing drop shipping. You didn't have a stock yourself.
I have stock. The stock was in my bedroom, under my table, under
Okay.
my bed, and it's
Wow.
pretty much everywhere in my room. And we did some guerrilla marketing. Basically, we made some small stickers, and we were sticking it in a lot of public toilets. So whenever you're peeing, you could look at my logo at first. Yeah, yeah. So it was a very guerrilla marketing, and I also used a lot of search engine optimization. Basically, if you're looking for condoms in Google, that time my page was #1 in the search result, right? Using Malay spelling, also using English spelling. So it was heavily optimized, and a lot of SEO was done for that.
So how did you come up with this? I mean, you had your regular job, and one day you decide becoming an entrepreneur, and I guess you brainstorm some ideas in your head, and you come up with this. How
So
how how did you start with this
so
process of? Mhm.
being in Malaysia, I had my own agency. It's a web and online agency. So I get customers who they want to do this, they want to sell that, they want to create this and create that, create this. So at one occasion, I had a customer who wanted to sell sex toys. And after creation of the website, then it came to my head, why not I and my partner Eugene in Malaysia. So we discussed and we thought like, let's try this. So we were able to get through a supplier, and we just did a quick test, and it rolled on. Yeah, very well. So my partner was in charge of the logistics of the delivery and packaging. I was on the side of the online marketing, keeping the site up and managing the in and outs of the e-commerce site. Yeah.
Do you think that worked because you were in that specific place at that specific time, or it was just a good idea that happened to work?
Yes, it worked in because I was in that specific time and that specific opportunity, period of opportunity, where online e-commerce was picking up, and there was lack of proper um, family-friendly condom stores online. So
Okay.
so I took this opportunity and just made a how to say advantage of it, took advantage of it. So that's how I would say that was a
Well,
success with this.
if anyone who's listening to you right now is thinking about creating an e-commerce site and selling things, what would be the three top advice you would give to them?
Um, in the past, I would say make sure you have a niche product. That is very difficult right now because the market have changed, and there's a lot of new technology, and the whole ecosystem has completely evolved from 20 years ago when I have started. Obviously, the niche is always the good. But right now, I would say the best way is to have a MVP, a minimum viable product to test with and see how the market is reaction. And two, you really have to spend a lot of resources and your time in marketing online in this crowded market space, right? And if you're able to achieve that, that is totally amazing. And number three would be to achieve the number two. Right now, I think the social media marketing and influencing marketing, I think that's the best bet right now to go with. getting a product out to the market quickly and swiftly. Because if you get the right brand ambassador, the person who able to get your product through, you can sell. If the product is good, you'll be continue selling. So this is what came to my mind right now. If you want to have a good succeed, good success in your business, this is on top of the usual you would do online marketing, putting banners in Google and all other kind of stuff. It's right now word of mouth. That's the way to go.
There is
Yeah.
one thing that I'm seeing a lot lately. For example, the other day I was just browsing YouTube and I found this video about KDP. KDP is the Kindle, it's a platform to sell books on digital platform, Kindle digital platform, I think it's called. Um, so basically what it does is you create a book yourself. So you design and write whatever you want, and you put it in a PDF format on Amazon, and you can sell it, but not only to Kindles. Amazon would print it for you and would deliver the paperback and even the hardcover book. So it's like you create something, you put it out there, and you start selling without any need for a printing partner or having stock or anything. It's like even more sophisticated version of drop shipping. And there's a lot of videos telling you about niches. So, for example, there was this guy that was saying, hey, you can make up to 10,000 euros a month by selling coloring books. So there's people who are going to Midjourney, this AI generative tool to generate images. And by using a prompt, they generate pictures for kids with very low detail, black and white, no background, no shading, and they put this on a PDF using the free version of Canva, and they put it on KDP, and they claim that they can make lots of money out of this. But if you look for KDP and coloring books on YouTube, you can see like 2,000 videos speaking about it, and all of them are saying this is niche. But my friend, if there's 2,000 people speaking about it, and each video has 1,000 views, it's not niche anymore because there's a lot of people thinking about the same thing. So, and all of this speech I just gave you is to lead you towards the next question. If you had to find a niche today here in Spain where you live right now, what would be the process you would follow? I mean, would you trust influencers to get niche ideas, or would you do your own research, and how?
Yeah. So as I was saying in my previously in the our discussion, I started off with having a niche market, a niche product, and then I moved on to MVP because you can have a niche, but maybe it's not viable. So moving from that, it's best to have figure out your niche that you can think of, and then move into the whole agile MVP part of your journey to see if it's actually viable for the market. Because I remember going through one exercise some time ago. I think it's part of the. I can't really recall the name now. It's maybe you know about it, Luis. It's where if you have an idea of a product, you get feedback from people about the product without telling anything about the product.
Wow, no.
There's a famous book about it. Let me see if I have the book somewhere here. The Lean Startup. It's called the Lean Startup. It's based on from this book. It's from Eric Rice. And if you can see this, the Lean Startup. This is like constant innovation of your product to get it to see whether it's actually the market could you can actually sell or not. That's an idea. So just to give you an example, that that in my one of this course I went through, it's like more like a to figure out what's the lean product that you have. It's like is carpooling creating a carpooling app, right? It's a great idea. Yes, you have an app. If you want to carpool, if you want to find someone from your neighborhood that you, let's say I'm in Palafox, I'm going to go to Barcelona. If I need somebody to check in the app, who's going from here, and I get a either a free ride, or we share the cost of riding or
Mhm.
the journey there. This, I mean, as a perspective of Europeans and Americans, it's an amazing idea because they are willing to do it. But from a Malaysian Asian perspective, I don't want to ride to strangers. Who's this guy? Maybe he's gonna kidnap me. Why do I need some stranger sitting in my car and going together? I'd rather go by myself. So you see, the market is like, it's different, right? So you figure this out by interviewing the people around you. If you feel this would is something which would work, right? Without even telling that you're doing this idea, because when you tell this idea, it's a good idea, I like it, but will you use it? No, of course not. Yeah, maybe they say it's a great idea, but I'll use it. So this kind of things that I would suggest. If you think you have a niche idea, go the lean way, figure out via MVP if it's something people really want it. Right? So basically, you just need to go out and speak to people, speak to strangers. You find out, like for example, in my situation, would be like, so how do you go to work? All right. So if your car breaks down, what do you do? Do you take the bus, or do you check if your neighbors are going together, or what's the best journey you do? Some people say, I just don't go to work because I have no transport, or take the bus. So then you say, if there's no bus, if your neighbor is going, would you follow your neighbor? Then like, maybe my neighbor is free, maybe, or would you stop the car by hitchhiking on the side? They're going to work, to your office, at the same journey. They say no, because no one would stop for them. So this kind of inquiries, you would lead to understanding the user behavior of the product that you want to sell. So this is the approach I would use now to figure out. Then you can set your KPI index, like for yourself. Maybe if 40% of the survey that I've done actually likes this idea, then maybe I can try to do something about it. Then from there you can start your journey. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, yes, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. One thing I see happening a lot is people having this idea, and but before they even try to build it, um, they tell people about the idea, and they start getting these comments like, "Oh no, but that already exists." Oh no, yeah, but that's super hard. They're like discouraging
Yeah.
answers, and they just give up without even trying.
Yeah.
So, what would you say to people? Like, I mean, I'm guessing that depends on who this comment is coming from. You take it more seriously. If it comes from someone who has successfully created 6 companies, I would take this comment very, very seriously.
Yeah.
But if it's coming from, all due respect, from my brother, for example, then I mean, I don't know. Maybe he doesn't have all the information, or my brother, my friend, anyone, family, close people, and they tell me, but that already exists. Are you serious? Do you think you can really make money out of that? So, I mean, if you hear this from close people, close to you, very close to you, what would you think? Would you give up, or would you press on and go for it anyway?
Yeah. So I understand there's negativity surrounding this. That's why I was saying, you ask them without telling them what you are doing. So that means you are trying to find out if there's something suitable for them. So if you go this direction, then you'll have their opinion, their perspective of the idea about it. They won't shoot you down because they have no idea that you're trying to do something. Because everyone have their cynicism, and they have their stereotypes, they have their prejudice. And so it goes on to say that if you have an idea, if you really trust the person, then yes, go ahead and say, hey, I'm working on something. What do you think? Because when you say this, they'll be thinking, how are you going to do it? When you're going to do it? Will you have the money to do it? Is it out there in the market? Millions of people have it. But if you say, hey, um, what do you think of, like as I said, carpooling? If your car is breakdown, how do you go to work? So if you're trying to sell a cup, so we can say, like, how many cups do you have at home? What's your favorite type of cup? Do you get customized cup? Do your office sends you customized cup? Do you send your friends customized cup for birthdays and things? They say yes, no. Then if you would, what is the obstacles you're facing that you're saying? So let's say you want to say, is it difficult for you to buy it online? So what's the problems you're having by knowledge? So you're getting clues of them, what they're trying to do, and you have your objectives and benefits. You're writing down, these guys have this problem. For every problem they're saying, you can have a solution for it. For every solution they have, it is your solution at your advantage. So this is my take on the how would you go forward.
Maybe the trick is not to explain too much. I remember before I met you, a few years before I met you, I was thinking about this idea of creating like digital menus for restaurants. It happened when the QR started to be known. The
Yeah,
QR.
yeah,
So I thought, because I'm allergic to a few things, and I thought, okay, so if I had a QR in the table itself, and I could point to it with my phone, and have the menu, but the menu knows me because I'm logged in, and I have entered all my allergies. So it would tell me, don't order this, this, and that because it contains these ingredients you're allergic to. And then I started thinking, wow, but then, I mean, this application could be for everything. You could even pay. The order could go straight to the kitchen. And
yeah,
I started dreaming out loud in front of my friends. And I mean, today, that thing is very common. You go to a restaurant, and
yeah.
mostly all of them, because of the pandemic, there's a
Thanks to
QR on
COVID.
the
Yeah,
table,
yeah,
there's a menu on your phone, and you can log in and put your allergies. So this was the idea I had, I don't know, like 10 years ago. I
yeah,
don't know. But I was telling this to my friends and to even to my wife and family. And I remember one day we went to an Italian restaurant, and they had this button in the table where you could just press a button, and the waiter would come, take your order, and then again for paying you could do the same thing. And they were like, oh no, but see, it already, something like that already exists. So from there to what you are thinking is nothing. Tomorrow there will be something like that. You won't be there in time. So, and it was discouraging, but maybe I should have just shut them down and went for it anyway, because today is super common. I would be a millionaire today, man.
This reminds me of when I was in Ironhack. As again, this T-shirt is like I was learning how to make iOS app. So the app I made was Menu del Dia, because in Spain, Menu del Dia is popular. So during lunchtime, almost every restaurant have their daily menus. So with this app, you would know the menus of the restaurants within your how to say circle.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, within the range where you are located.
Okay,
So
like the
then you
neighborhood, or yes,
yeah.
yeah, the area.
So you are working in the company, you want to go for lunch, and it's like, hey, let's go for lunch. So what you do? So basically, ideally, you would either go to the place or you go to few and you check the menu if you like the menu. If you like the set they have, then you would go in. So imagine you can check this out within your app, and you can book your table within the app, and then you can just go to the restaurant. So you have chosen the restaurant with the menu which you want on the spot over the app. So I thought about this. I haven't seen one yet though.
Yeah, it's called the Fork. It's part of TripAdvisor.
But Fok, does it have the menu del dia? I have not seen the menu del dia. They have now?
They have the
Okay.
menu. I seem to remember they have the menu. Let me
Okay,
check.
okay. All right. I know they have the menu, which is the a la carte menu. But I have not seen anyone having menu del dia, because menu means you have to upload on daily basis. Yeah,
This is
yeah,
the thing. I mean, most business won't do it because they don't have the time, or they're not interested. They already
yeah,
have enough customers, and they're
yeah,
not interested in
yeah.
getting any more.
So that's the thing. How much? So if you go to all this restaurant, how the board is made of? It's a big board written in a chalk, menu marker, or it's printed in a piece of form, which you
Yeah.
have to put Microsoft Word. They have menu del dia already, like daily
Yes,
menus.
they have menu, and you can book a table with a discount by using the
Okay,
application. But yes,
but do they have menu del dia? Like because menu del changes every day.
well, I would need to find a
Yeah.
restaurant that has menu del dia first,
Okay.
because I mean that would be good to filter by restaurants that have this specific offer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
So yeah, this was in 2015. So I think it didn't exist back then. I think so. I couldn't find one when I was trying to find one.
the fork, it came. I think it is pretty new.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So I heard this. A lot of people were saying that who have the time to put it online. But if you have the time to spend 10 minutes writing on the board with a chalk in a marker pen, or spending the time you typing in a Microsoft Word and then printing it out and sticking out of the door, this is just basically taking a photograph and you have the
Yes.
thing in your app. So
Yeah. And in a further
problem
version, you can
problem
use
solved.
OCR and just
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
But I'm
yeah,
not being lean there. Just the
yeah,
photo is fine.
yeah, exactly.
Yes, yes, yes.
So that's that.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about the future. So, as you know, there's a lot of craziness lately about AI and uncertainty about what's going to happen, automation going crazy, a lot of developers losing their jobs, not only developers, but people in general, you know. And it's funny because automation developers and tech people were the ones doing automation of other sectors, other fields, and now is yeah, our turn. So automation has reached our field as well. So what do you think about this when you read the news, when you see the layoffs, when you read about, I don't know, ChatGPT, or yeah, the next version that's going to be super intelligent, and we won't be needed anymore anywhere. What are your thoughts about this?
It is scary, and it's cool. It's the future, and it's scary at the same time because we would lose our jobs if the AI intelligence reached to that level. Um, I don't know. It's something to be worried about and something to be also excited about. I guess at the end of the day, I think we just need to pivot ourselves um, to to be above AI, or be someone that utilize AI for getting things done. Like if you're a programmer, maybe you can use AI to improve your coding or make your coding much more faster. This is an example, but still, it's a scary thought though, because eventually AI catching up with humans' intelligence. Yeah, but I, to a certain extent, I believe it is not possible to be replaced with AI. I think humans will still be needed in the workforce. I think AI is just going to be a tool. Um, it's not going to be another Terminator. Yeah, it's not possible yet, I think. So
Hopefully.
yeah, that's what I'm seeing so far. It's scary, but I think we just need to learn how to use AI for our benefit. Um, that being said, yeah, that's the future. I can't say anything much about apart from this. Yeah,
So, Anand, you recently became a father. Congratulations.
thank you.
So, when you think of your kid and the future, it's going to be so much different. So, the way she will learn about everything, probably AI will have a big part of this education. It would be outsourced to some virtual assistants, or even more technology tools. Um, what would be the advice or the strategy that you as a father would follow? So even though technology is center of this process, her education, that she still has, what we had when we were kids, the curiosity or the chance to just try and fail and to play around with things. How do you see this process?
I don't know yet the answer. I'm still figuring out. So I'm just a new father, so I'm trying to figure out on daily basis. And I can see my daughter is very very curious. She likes to touch everything. She hears some sound, she quickly turn around and look to everything. And her her daily activity right now is trying to stand up. So she's doing every day. That's it, without fail. Every day trying to stand on 2 feet. It's like some kind of maybe she's trying to skip crawling altogether. So um, I'm trying to follow um, the what a lot of this new parent are doing, avoiding digital, avoiding electronics or controlling to a certain extent, spending more time in the nature, more on the solid items, something not to do, not so much on electronic, but limit them. Uh, because I think if we start the journey directly to this digital platform, I feel like the brain development will be not attuned of trying to figure out things for themselves. You know, like what we're doing right now. Want something Google, but imagine it happens from a young age. So the brain will be directly linked to google.com instead of try, typing something in Google to figure out what exactly they want. So yeah, I'm still figuring this out, um, step by step, I guess. Yeah. I hope I
That's a good
answered your
answer.
question. Yeah.
Yes, that's a good answer. And maybe last question. So 10 out of 10 of all guests so far are parents. And the reason for it is because I'm interested not only in technology, but also how um, being a parent in this crazy world, super busy day activities, is different for us. So I'm super interested in giving you guys the voice to tell your experience. You know, um, how do you find free time? How do you how your life has changed as a professional, not personally. Personally, I can imagine how, but professionally, how how fatherhood has impacted you so far. Because I think this is very valuable advice and something that is not something people don't talk about this publicly. I feel like when I wanted to find other people's experiences, it was hard. So people are just keeping that to themselves. But if you ask them directly, they have a lot to say. So this is why I'm using this podcast to try to put together a few voices speaking about that, so other parents can know what to expect more or less, or can hear someone else's experience and somehow feel relieved and feel that they are not alone in these struggles. So how did that work for you, becoming a parent?
So first, I would like to thank the European Society, as Spain has this parental leave, which is quite long, 3 months,
It is.
almost 4 months, I think. So that helps a lot.
it,
Um,
it hasn't always been this way. When I was a father here in the
yeah,
same country as you,
yeah,
it was half. So it's been increasing
yeah,
um, year by year.
yeah. So that really helps a lot in putting your gears in place. Um, so what I'm learning and trying to figure out more is that you need to prioritize what you need to do on a daily basis, because a young child would need a lot of attentions, a lot of care. They are not like animals who, by the time they're out, they can start walking and eating on their own. So we have still a baby which requires our nurturing, our care for maybe many years to come, until they will be able to self-sustain to a certain extent to themselves. Um, yeah, so a lot of time will be spent on that. Having a partner helps a lot, that you can able to balance this. Um, the time that you spend with your daughter or son. So the number one, as I repeat myself again, is you need to really learn how to prioritize what is important, what's not important. You need to know how to balance the time you have in the office and the time you spend with your child at home. It's not easy. I'm telling you, it's not easy. It's very difficult. At times,
Yes.
maybe you need to sacrifice what you like to do, or maybe you only need to do what you want to do when they are sleeping, or or when they're not around, if you have any personal things that you like to, like hobbies or something. So yeah, a lot of things need to be rebalanced, and you figure out as you go along. There's no straight answer. It's different for everyone. You can hear 10 different stories and none of them fits your your journey. What you can do is that just understand the message from each of the journey, and just just be strong, and be you have to persevere through it. it is it won't be easy. It won't be easy. Yeah, I think it's more difficult for the mother than the father. Yeah,
Yeah,
to a
I
certain
guess it
extent.
depends on the culture, the country.
Yeah,
In some countries, it is expected that the father works and the mother don't. So she stays at home with the kids. But for example, in our case, we both work, um, and I know in your case too. So yeah, it's even harder for us that we both have to work and then leave the kids. I don't know, at
yeah,
school or
yeah,
kindergarten or extra activities outside of work, outside of school. Sorry. Yeah, no, but it's very good advice actually to what you said. I mean, it's your own experience, it's your own kid, it's your own family. So I mean, it is good to hear others, but I feel like some people just read a book and read that, oh no, it's very easy, don't worry, you have it. Uh, no. Or the contrary is you hear some people, oh no, it's terrible, it's very hard. Oh, I guess you have to find little pieces in everybody's experiences and
yeah,
get what applies to yourself.
yeah, yeah,
But I think it's still good to hear other people speaking, because you will hear like different things, and by listening to different experiences and different voices, you will get to the conclusions you just gave me. Like it is you. I mean, you can listen to whatever, but in the end, it's your life, is your own kid with his or her own personality and your own circumstances. So it's good. It's good advice.
yeah, yeah. But I think, as they say, spend the first 3 to 5 years as much as possible. You know, get them into the gear, because this is the period of where they absorb a lot of things. You know, if you then it's also good for their future and also good for you, and you can start planning on that. So
Yeah,
motor skills and the kind of stuff. I mean, it's easy to say, but you need to have time to plan to do all that.
indeed.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so last question, promise. Can you give me a hot take or a strong opinion that you have that is not very, very popular when
I
you
don't
say it out
understand.
loud, but you don't have problem to say it out loud?
I don't understand what you mean. I don't get it. Hot take means?
Yes, normally I end these episodes with a hot take. It means something that is controversial, something that you can tell out loud that is not secret or confidential. When you say it out loud, people say, "No, what are you talking about?" So, do you have any?
Oh, I can't think of right now. If you told me in advance, I could have
Come
thought of
on, don't be
something.
boring.
Really, I have no idea. Can you give me an example?
Oh, well, I don't know. I'm talking to technologists, so most of the times is, this technology everybody loves, I just hate it. Or I don't know, people saying Scrum sucks, things like that.
Ask. Okay. Mm, well, you can you can have all the certification you want in project management, Scrum, and all that kind of stuff. But end of the day, it's just piece of paper. It will not be valued so much when you start working. That's that's my take.
You're very, very conservative. That is not a hot take. Everybody knows that because it's true. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay,
No, no, I take it. Thank you. Thank you so very much.
okay, okay. Yeah,
So,
maybe a hot take would be everyone needs a customer success in their business. Without them, they'll fail.
good.
A good one.
Well,
Okay.
Anand, thank you very much for your time. It's been awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're a friend. I mean, this one, I don't even have a script.
Yeah.
So I knew what I wanted to talk to you about, but I
Okay.
didn't have a script. With other people that I didn't know that much, I did have a script that I did some
Okay.
research before talking to them. But with you, it's been super easy, and it's been like
Okay.
talking to a friend, like it is.
Yeah.
And next time I see you, it will be in front of a coffee.
Yeah. Definitely.
All right. Well,
All
I'm
right.
going to start recording, but don't go yet.
Okay.
I will say my goodbyes
Yeah. Bye,
after this
guys.
topic. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Anand Kumar.
See you guys.
All right. See ya.